Here we are, everyone. The final FTE.
After 2 games, you realize we've done 30 of these? Well, 29, we put Leon and Sayaka's in the same video, but I meant FTEs. We've selected 30 FTEs at this point.
That's really kind of crazy.
I guess we've been doing this for a while now.
It's going to be kind of sad to finally be done with it, in a way.
Yeah, doing these has really made me kind of nostalgic for Danganronpa. Well, we're pretty sure we know who it's going to pick, on account of there being one person left. But I do want to know what it's going to do when you roll the dice with only one person. At the very least, we have to see this through.
I agree.
Come forth, Owlcatcher's FTE Selector. Make your final selection. The end? So, you thought this is the end? Well, not quite. You see, you guys talk a lot. Commentating, entertaining, analyzing, theorizing, at least 5.6 theories per hour.
Oh, it's good that someone calculated it, because I wasn't gonna.
For what now amounts to hundreds of hours of gameplay. Not to mention the editing and all the other stuff that goes into your quality videos. And all that while having full-time jobs, constantly trying to find those bits of available time. And with that kind of rush and sometimes stress, it's all too easy to forget how we, the viewers, appreciate what you do. So, to help point it out, I asked some Discorders to provide their thoughts on that.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Did you know about this, Billy?
He gave me an updated FTE selector and said, use this for your final one.
I see. Oh, guys!
Well, let's proceed.
Oh, guys. Sunshine. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Keep it up, unless you don't want to, huh? Well, we still want to. Thanks, Sentinel.
You heard it here. We have his permission to quit anytime we want, so blame him. Well, we will have a nice day, 5 Clo. Thanks to you.
Nice Cold Steel 3, Avatar Ken. Thanks.
Thank you, Hidden Scorpius.
We are pretty podcasty. We have to be. Everybody else is more entertaining than us.
Oh, you didn't have to phrase it like that.
Justice. Looking forward to seeing you again, buddy.
Charge your phone. Don't talk to me about Hope, Izuru lover, please.
May shining hope be with you.
You're not the boss of me, Monokuma. I'll shove him in whatever household appliance I want.
We'll send Nagito to the past in a D-mail. Thanks, Alazir, and thanks for getting us into ReZero, too.
Just to clarify, because there is confusion about this, that name is SL, not SI. Thanks, man.
Every time I see that face, it makes me laugh. Well, thanks a lot, Calliope. Hearing things like what you said about the life advice, well, thanks.
We've got so much of it, we might as well dispense it.
Quit making fun of us, I'm moved right now.
Much like Mastermind Monokuma is not the boss of me, I am not the boss of Damon. He'll keep doing it till he gets results, one way or the other. Thanks for the comment. L?
Thanks, Tamala. I am very sure that Billy's hair will probably eat me. At some point, it's going to happen.
As it so happens, Jim, we're glad you're able to help us out too whenever we need it.
Thanks, Marco. Don't worry, I'll be sappy enough for all of us. I'm not trying to be so sappy, but what do you want?
Hey, we welcome lurkers as much as active people may. You don't gotta feel bad about anything.
Black Inferno has classified us as dinner material. Excellent.
Well, don't sell yourself short, Mute. It's because of you guys, too.
You know, Dan, I really miss Decker. Maybe we ought to finish that.
Thanks, Rainbow Dragoon. You keep doing what you're doing. Praising us.
Oi! Mir, if you really do want to be more like us, make sure you only do the good things and don't do the dumb things.
Make sure you're not too much like me, because I can't pronounce French for the life of me.
Ouch. Oh, Lily. Bloop.
Bloop, Lily. Bloop. Thanks, Machine.
Thanks a bunch, Epis.
Someone used an emoticon not realizing it wouldn't translate very well.
Do not make fun of Lisa!
Yeehaw, Lisa.
Thanks, Wurwar.
How dare you make fun of my typos while making typos yourself, chub? Seriously, thank you, though.
That is truly meta. Keep it up with your art, Chub. You're going places, and you know it.
I'm glad we could make your day, TLR.
Thanks, Kinkuran.
Oh god, there's another page.
Man, Owl, you really did a lot, huh, man? Oh, people appreciate the voice acting.
We put a lot of work into that.
We have to do retakes sometimes.
My sentiments exactly, LP's withered mangle.
Is the noise of the day. Yeah, thank you very much.
We appreciate everyone's comments. We appreciate every viewer, whether they leave a comment, join the Discord, whatever they decide to do. If you took time out of your day to watch our videos, that's good enough for us.
I know that I especially can get kind of aggressive and polarizing at times, but really, thank you everyone. We are doing this for you, and, well, motivation. Sorry, I've got like that big doofy grin on my face, and I'm just kind of... I think it's clear!
I think we have abundantly expressed our sentiments.
Well, now that we are full of happiness and love and warmth in our hearts, let's criticize Sonia for an hour straight!
Love, love.
I am truly happy that someone has casually walked up to me to speak to me.
Would you prefer we do it like Kazuichi does and just lurk around, leering at you with shark teeth?
No. If you do so, Hajime, I will kill you, blackened be damned.
I'm glad I don't have shark teeth.
Ah, this must be what it means to have classmates. I am very touched. Then, would you like to take a walk? I would like to view the ocean a bit more. By the way, if you were going to give me a present, might I recommend a Google Hupf cake? I like the last one you gave me. Surely you have another mysterious cake that you have obtained from a vending machine. That proves it's fresh.
Lady, I've got so much food, Chapter 4 seems like a fallacy in logic.
It's true! Here, take these pants! Could this possibly be from the legend that has been passed down, generation after generation?
Probably not.
Hajime, as I thought, you must be the person that I have been anticipating. The person that would give me pants!
I suppose as a princess, you probably haven't ever worn pants before.
Of course I have worn pants. Do not be silly. But in my country, the only lower body garments allowed to be worn by law are bikini bottoms and jean short pants.
What?
So this is a very special item. In Novoselic, thrill seekers go to illicit clubs where they wear tank tops and jeans and eat pancakes. Although all of these things are against the law, truly there must be some mysterious appeal that I do not yet understand.
That makes two of us.
Tell me, Hajime, have you ever eaten pancakes?
Yes, this morning. I was wearing pants while doing it too.
Ah, the freedom afforded to the common folk. I shall gladly take important care of this.
Make sure you read the tag so you know how to wash it.
Oh, do not worry, Hajime. All laundry in Novoselic is conducted with fire hoses.
I have so many questions.
I won't answer a single one.
Yeah?
Now then, what shall we discuss today? I would like to discuss friendship between men and women, as depicted in Light My Heart with Fire.
Well, step into the storage closet with me.
Billy?
Yeah?
What happened to you?
I'm still in Daru's head.
Has something happened? Do you have difficulty discussing passionate romance with a beautiful princess?
I don't watch those shows, so I don't know what you're talking about. How can you be so calm? You've been involved in this terrible situation for so long now. So, How can you have such an unchanging attitude, like BSG mentioned at the very beginning?
All you have to do is have a strong sense of your own identity. Do you think I am a cold woman?
I think you're a robot woman, huh?
Oi! What a horrible insult! Oh, it's fine, I understand. For something like 100 episodes of the Danganronpa 2 BSG Let's Play, Billy was calling me a robot traitor.
Not that many.
Habits are difficult to let go of. Well, I do see something that everyone else cannot.
What's that?
Destiny.
Oh, is that why you're into the occult?
Although I cannot allow killing under any circumstances, the lives of humans are shaped by destiny. Just because we make an effort to prevent danger, it does not mean we can defy destiny.
Finally we're getting somewhere.
Roughly every 10 years, all possible world lines converge on a single point.
Now I realize I'm the one who brought the SG comparison, but you didn't have to keep going with it.
But the attractor fields, Billy, but the attractor fields, can you not see them? See them with your eyes. Besides, my life belongs not to me, but to my country and its people. If I were to die, it would be for no other reason than the sake of my country and my people. My death cannot be in vain.
That's good.
If I were to die here, it would be meaningful to my country and to my people. So, I do not fear death. The moment I was born into the royal family, I was destined not to die a meaningless death.
That's some determinism going on there.
Oh, it's true, I do not wish to die. But since my life does not belong to me... You know, I really like that. First off, her actions show that she's not speaking suicidally or something.
Right.
Like, that's very clear. I am curious about her darkness, of course. We'll get to that later. But she's someone who appears to seek the meaning in things. So for her, were she to die, there would be meaning in it. And she has accepted that. And there's something pretty profound about understanding your station in life and accepting it not only with no regrets, but with enthusiasm.
And no fear.
She's obviously very much an individual.
Oh, I mean, totally.
She's like a J-drama otaku. But she's not oppressed by her station. She has found her station. Really, all that's not only pretty admirable, but I actually like it probably more than I'm letting on.
What she's saying is so foreign to me.
It is not a standard, or perhaps common would be a better word, worldview.
It's not something that a normal person would necessarily ever realistically think about.
Well, I don't think that's true either.
In a specific sense, no, but in a grander sense, yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of what I meant.
I'll accept that.
Kind of like Byakuya and his ultimate affluence.
Well, I actually don't agree with that. I'm trying to think of how to put it. There's an almost spiritual sense of peace in, and how to put it. It was a line that I read in, well, it was like a philosophical article. I'm not going to go into it, but the line really struck me. It was for one to accept and tolerate all things. The context wasn't be tolerant of those with differing views. It wasn't right. Talking about it like that. It was in like a more grand and existential sense. And she just kind of reminds me of that. As someone who sees what is and accepts it. No, it's just like that sense of grand Zen peace.
Non-rejection?
Non-rejection of being,
yeah.
of things that are.
They're the words of someone who lives in a world that is completely different from my own. Well, I guess that makes sense. She is a princess. You're a princess.
Yes, since the day I was born.
That's how that works, yes.
Are you making fun of me? I am trying to say something in a profound manner.
I gotta be me.
Also, this is not my first brush with death. In the halcyon days of my youth, I was kidnapped by the mafia and taken up to the mountains. I slew the driver of the car and managed to escape by slaying a bear.
Now hold on a minute. I feel like this sounds familiar. 2 times in a row? You're making this up!
Though the royal family has governed for many years, coups d'etats and terrorism still occur in our land. Coups d'etats, really? I, too, have been abducted twice by insurgents in the past.
And taken up to a mountain?
And slew the bear.
Abducted?
If I showed my fear, it would fill my people with despair. That is why I had to wait in silence until rescue arrived. Okay. I actually think this situation is easier, since I can honestly feel fear for a change.
Yeah, she doesn't have to put on a show for us. You're expected to cope without feeling fear? I know you're a princess and all, but that's still...
her duty. A duty she understands and embraces. Again, it doesn't mean that it's not difficult, or that she doesn't have doubts. But if
bravery is not being afraid.
And if you don't have doubts about the things you believe, you don't believe anything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just fanaticism.
Mm-hmm.
It's overcoming doubts and honestly facing those doubts
that help you discover what you believe in. You wrestle with doubt, much like a bear.
Oh! I wonder if something happened to her.
On one of those abductions?
No, well, maybe. What I mean is the sort of serene Sonia, or honest, like she's saying here, like the Sonia that accepts her duty versus the Sonia that has rejected her duty. Mm-hmm. We've never seen that person, but how on earth could she possibly have any darkness in her at all? The only thing that I could see is if she in fact did not accept that duty and instead rejected it.
She has dropped a few throwaway lines before that her kingdom might not be a good place.
Well, such as just a few lines ago.
Well, that too, but also throughout the course of the story. It's only been a couple lines and nothing has ever been made about it. It could also be that she maybe believed too much in destiny.
Perhaps she was just made to feel doubt. Her quirkiness is such that you could maybe see it. That's what we initially thought, is that some of those strange lines and strange experiences that she talks about. Well, we'll keep going. When I am in my country, I am a princess before I am a person.
That may be, but...
And because of that, I was truly looking forward to this visit. It was a chance to be me. The first thing she did when she got here was start blathering about her own interests, which is true. Kind of the sign of someone who's free, you know?
Oh, maybe that could be it. She was fed up with her princessness, and so that may have been why she secretly wanted the end of the world, so she would never have to go back to that.
But then by the same token, since she's been here, she seems to have, well, accepted it. I think you're onto something.
Don't you be bringing logic into this.
Don't you be rejected my compliment? No, I think that's probably it. Maybe it's actually just being in this sort of dangerous situation, i.e. the killing game in Danganronpa 2, that
gave them a different perspective.
That inevitably led her back to that serenity.
I see. Because we'll never know the details of how Junko convinced them all to become ultimate despair.
Well, I don't think she went one-on-one persuading people. More like being in a difficult situation, like the killing game, gave her a chance for not only her understanding of her duty to shine, because she always was steady. Theoretically, that could have steadied other people. Mm-hmm. It's also possible that she single-handedly kept Kazuichi from going nuts, because he had something to obsess with, you know?
That's true.
Like, to focus on. And on top of that, she's in a situation where she is free from the constraints of her duty, even though she's accepting it or embracing it. So it could be that she was able to also express her own weird and quirky personality without any restraint, and all of this brought her to great strength. Whereas if you take out either of those, her ability to express herself or the accepting of her duty, that might make her crack.
Part of what made me think about the rejecting her princessness is she did sacrifice her parents to Monokuma. I mean...
Conversely, wouldn't that mean that she loved them a great deal?
Well, Now we're getting into what despair actually means in this game.
Okay, no, fair point. You're 100% right on that one. I thought that when I came to Japan, I could be a regular girl. But in the end, no matter where I go, I am nothing but a princess.
Right then, I noticed that Sonia's hands were shaking.
It's like it simultaneously gives her strength and pain.
Of course she's afraid. There's no way she wouldn't be. She's just good at hiding it. But even so, you're still a regular girl to me. I mean, I'm not a citizen of your country. I'm not even one of your vassals. So when it comes to myself and the others, you're just our classmate. You're a regular girl. You don't need to try so hard.
Oh, Hajime. Thank you.
I still couldn't stop her hands from shaking, but I definitely feel like we understand each other better. That much is certain. Well, that would be probably why she dislikes Kazuichi so much. Because he worships her. He dotes on her.
He treats her like a princess.
Yes.
Considering that every bit of strength and positive character trait she has comes from that, it's not that she can hate it, and she certainly doesn't reject it, but there may be some
But she doesn't really accept it either.
I guess. There is most definitely some resentment. Well, isn't that a very human thing, though? Mm-hmm. Simultaneously resenting what you are while also drawing a great deal of strength and identity and purpose from it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't think that resentment is something that's super deep or super strong, though. Look, we both have an inordinate amount of experience working retail jobs, right?
Yes, we do!
On the one hand, the both of us have complained about it in the past, and talk about bitterness and hate that comes from retail many times, but at the same time, we take a lot of pride in that job and do it very well.
Yes.
And are dependent upon by others who recognize how effectively and how naturally we do that job. But it doesn't mean you don't resent it. It's
emotions aren't so binary.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Like, just because you like something doesn't mean you can't also hate it to some level.
We are literally wired for cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Rationality is not the natural state of man. Or at the very least, there isn't anything irrational about simultaneously liking something and disliking something. Also, in my experience, it seems like the really, really irritating things that really eat at you are the small things, not the big things.
I think that more depends on your personality, but I agree with you, yes.
Okay, you're right about that. That is maybe more of a personal thing. Like, the way I'm understanding what she's saying, I can deal with the big things more seriously because I take them seriously, but the little things that bother me, for some reason, it's really hard to look past those.
Maybe because the bigger a thing is, the easier it is to feel like you don't have any control over it, but if you don't even have any control over the little things, that might be more irritating.
That's kind of almost exactly what I'm getting at. Not quite control, but... No, yeah. I agree with what you said, though. That's almost exactly what I'm getting at. There we go! We gave Sonia our best analysis! We finally got around to it other than shrieking robot trader outer.
Robot trader outer?
Well, I meant to say at her. Maybe she's the person who outs the robot trader. I'm sorry, what do you want?
No, that was pretty good.
But no one can say we didn't take her seriously. Most tight.
Most tight.
If it pleases you, would you like to come to my room?
Yes, ma'am. I don't think we've ever seen the inside of her cabin.
I'm certain we will feel more relaxed there than being outside, especially you, Hajime, coming into the personal dwelling of royalty such as myself. You will be naturally at ease.
Frankly, standing out here talking to you, I could feel Kazuichi's glare on my back from where he's hiding.
Come, let us go.
I feel like Sonia is trying a little too hard today. Maybe something happened? For now, I decided to walk to Sonia's cottage. Hajime,
How dare you get close to Miss Sonia? If I can't have her, nobody can!
I'll go modify the vending machine at Rocket Punch Market into a bomb!
That'll show ya! You traitor! I bet you're a robot too!
すみません。
What is that over by your dresser?
That thing that looks sort of like a shrink couch, kind of? A fainting couch?
A fainting couch?
You can just be like, oh, and fall on it all dramatically.
I mean, it looks kind of like an aluminum foil air conditioning vent.
Well, it's probably not that.
I'm terribly sorry. I've not kept this place very clean.
It seems clean enough to me.
A lot of white everywhere. Oh, really? I do not have much experience taking care of myself, so there are still things I do not understand.
あの、
Thus far, I have managed to understand how to turn on the shower,
Well, it's not that complicated a process.
but I did not know I also had to turn it off, so I accidentally flooded the floor.
Oh my god.
I relate. Not to flooding
Huh?
not to flooding the floor because I didn't know how to turn off the shower, but the way that I think requires me to have an understanding of certain actions before I do them. So if I do not have an understanding of many of the principles behind something, I do not comprehend it.
I see.
I think very
Methodically?
methodically is exactly the word I was looking for. And so if I miss a step, then it stresses me out massively because, like, I don't understand why something
It throws
is done.
everything into chaos.
Right. For instance, when I was being taught how to drive, I asked the person who was teaching me, well, what's this gauge for? Well, what does this mean? Well, what if it says this instead of that? How do I need to be paying attention to the RPMs? It drove them crazy. And anyway, I couldn't learn a thing because they would just be like, well, just go do this. Well, how? You have to tell me how to do it.
Yeah.
And then I was actually taught by somebody who just answered all my questions, and then after I asked all those questions, and I was done.
Well, there you go. You've heard don't think, feel. Damon works the opposite.
No, I feel too. Anyway, all I'm getting at is that if you aren't actually taught how to do simple activities such as domestic stuff, some people aren't going to know.
Oh yeah, she probably had a bunch of, like, maids and stuff that did all this stuff for her.
Of course, it's not that there is a problem. It's that legitimately she does not know, and the correct answer is not to laugh and make fun of that person for not knowing, but
I feel like I'm being called out here.
but in fact to teach them. What do you mean, projection? I'm not projecting a thing.
I guess that sounds like something a princess would do. So, what happened?
Huh? What? What happened? Nothing happened.
Well, something happened, right? You're acting a little different than usual, so...
Oh, how could you tell?
You're acting a little different than usual, so... I'm not really sure. I could just tell by looking at
終
you.
わりましたね。
Oh, if you can tell, then I guess I cannot hide things from you. Considering your performance in the trials so far, it seems as though you have the all-perceptive eye that sees through everything.
Why are you talking like Gundam? Oh, I know why you're talking like Gundam. She looked a little relieved when she said that, and gave me a relaxed smile.
So, what I have called you here to ask, can you give me any advice on how to ask someone out on a date?
You're making that up! Twice in a row! It seems she understands that she doesn't need to try so hard.
I had a nightmare.
A nightmare?
A nightmare where something dreadful had happened, and I was unable to return to my homeland.
Oh yeah? Did it involve your parents and maybe Monokuma?
What do you mean, a nightmare regarding your repressed memories? And when I woke up, I felt extremely scared, and
も
I
嫌です
want to go home right now. See, even if she resents it a little bit, she also accepts it at the same time.
I do feel that the acceptance is way higher than the resentment.
I want to go back to my homeland where my family and people are waiting for me, where I most definitely haven't done anything that I couldn't take back.
As she shouted, Sonia collapsed and... Whoa, Sonia! I managed to catch her before she hit the ground.
She was crying, sobbing and scared out of her wits like a normal girl.
So she finally just let everything out, huh?
Right now, she's finally acting normal. She's been holding it in for so damn long. I held her and patiently waited for her to stop trembling. Are you all right now?
Yes, I feel much better thanks to you. My energy seems to have returned somewhat. It is almost like if I actually have an emotional outburst for the first time in my life, then many of these emotions will be appeased.
That's how humans work, yes. Though her eyes were still a little red, Sonia finally showed me her smile.
私は
Hajime, I finally realized what you are. You completely match the description of the legendary hero passed down in my country. Hesitant, slightly dippy, spiky ahoge.
What kind of legendary heroes do you have?
Realistic ones.
Oh, fair point. Say what?
The legend goes like this. The hero wears a white shirt and possesses an antenna that can sense danger. Very realistic. With a face lacking distinguishing characteristics. He shall bring light to the tropical land.
Hold on! There's tropical land in your country?
Novoselic does hold several islands in the Oceania region, back from our imperial days.
I love that you called it. Are you serious?
ですね
There is no mistake. This legend must be speaking of you, Hajime! You wear a white shirt just like the legend says, and your hair looks like an antenna, and your face is completely unremarkable!
I knew this was going to end with me being insulted, but please stop it already!
ください
According to legend, the hero will stand alongside the princess and freely swing the golden makongo!
What are you talking about? A makongo is an animal, right? Is it really okay to swing around a living creature?
すごいです
Yes. And then, the legend says they will establish something resembling order and prosperity to the kingdom.
Wait, not actual order and prosperity? Just a resemblance?
I told you it is a very realistic legend. After all this time,
あなたが
Hajime,
私の運命の方だったのですね
That's totally not it.
good call.
ほら
Hajime, when we safely escape this island, please come back with me to the Novoselic kingdom.
お茶の子さいさいです
And then, when the time comes, let us capture the golden makongo. If you do, you will be formally acknowledged as the legendary hero.
Man, I got a lot on my plate when I get out of here. I'm gonna become like a sworn brother of the next Yakuza leader, you know? Legendary hero.
And don't forget that will give you the right to marry the princess. And you will be able to rule the Novoselic kingdom alongside me.
For some reason, I feel like someone is glaring at me with malicious killing intent. Does that mean... I don't know what that means. But a life like that doesn't sound so bad.
Especially to a normal guy like you. See, the normal guy who was transformed into Izuru is the guy who became the legendary hero and gets to marry the princess.
Hey, it sounds... works for me. No, actually, it sounds awesome!
よーし
However, you might need to study a bit more before you can become my husband and the king of Novoselic. You will need to know 30 foreign languages, economics, international law, diagnostic medicine.
How am I supposed to do all that? I'll be an old man before I'm finished.
I will only wait so long, Hajime. Let us do our very best.
Well, anyway, I'm glad Sonia feels better now.
In her second to last FTE, that's when she was expressing that little bit of resentment. And it's true that she has, she just lets everything go, has an emotional breakdown, but, a contained one.
Right.
And then after that, she goes right back to being the princess, and she's happier than she's ever been. I mean, that is the dichotomy
there are some of these people that were like, how did you ever become ultimate despair? Because of how strong they are.
Then again, if she never had the chance to let everything out emotionally, maybe over time it would build up.
That could be what's important. I'm sure everyone else won't feel like their usual selves if they don't see Sonia smile.
Like I said before, she's something of a rock. As long as she's acting like normal.
Everyone else can cling to her.
Not cling to her. It just provides a sense of stability.
I can feel a strong bond with Sonia, and as long as I have this bond, I will never give up. I swear I'll leave this island with everyone. Oh my, a royal affair.
Envious influence.
Sonia's favorite regal undergarments. The modest lace conveys an air of refined sophistication.
It is modest lace. It's not ostentatious lace or slutty lace.
Excellent. My undergarment collection is complete. I am now the ultimate pervert.
Well then, Hajime, I am thirsty. Shall we go to the vending machine and get a drink?
Oh, please allow me.
Danganronpa.